An American president targeted in front of a crowd of his supporters. Another who narrowly escapes death in the street. A former Soviet spy poisoned, setting an entire city on high alert. Assassination attempts can happen anywhere. Knives, firearms, poisoning. Murderers will stop at nothing to eliminate their targets.
The injured were helped onto the promenade.
How did these tragic events unfold? What were the motives of the would-be killers? How did the targets escape death? We traveled the 5 continents to discover 10 of the most shocking assassination attempts in recent history. 10 unthinkable events that rocked the planet. When major news breaks, the world stops. It's a beautiful day at the Butler Farms Showgrounds in the small town of Butler, Pennsylvania. The venue is famous for hosting a large agricultural fair every year. But on July 13, 2024, thousands of people from throughout the region have come to support Donald Trump, who is in the midst of his presidential campaign. It's around 6:03 p.m. when Donald Trump finally arrives on stage and begins his speech in front of an enthusiastic crowd.
This is a big crowd. This is a big, beautiful crowd.
He speaks for about 6 minutes until what was just another campaign rally descends into chaos.
And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Shot in the stands.
Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
In 16 seconds, 10 shots are fired. The first 8 come from a single shooter, aiming directly at Donald Trump. The first shot hits Trump in the right ear, just before Secret Service agents rush to protect him. As agents prepare to exfiltrate Donald Trump, they learn over the radio that the shooter has been neutralized.
Shooter's down. Are we good to move? We're clear.
Donald Trump is on the ground, wounded but alert.
I got you, sir. I got you.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold on, your head is bloody. So we gotta move to the bus. Watch out.
Then he asks the agents to give him time to wave to the crowd. 3 times the campaigning president silently mouths the word fight. Surrounded by a human shield, he is escorted to his vehicle. The scene lasts less than 2 minutes.
Well, there you go, guys. Unbelievable information right now as we see President Trump being taken away from the podium there in Butler, Pennsylvania. We did hear some shots. Not sure, again, what happened there.
The shooter's name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. He is barely 20 years old. A brilliant but reserved student, he was about to enter Robert Morris University in Pennsylvania. But according to his relatives, his mental state began to deteriorate in the year leading up to the attack. His motives for the assassination attempt are unclear. On the day of the rally, he manages to climb unnoticed onto the roof of a building near the stage, armed with an AR-15 automatic assault rifle. He is 137 meters from the podium.
Take a look at what happened.
Of the 8 shots he fires, the first hits the presidential candidate, before killing 50-year-old Corey Comparatore, who is standing on the bleacher to the left of the stage with his wife and daughter. He tries to protect them with his body after hearing the first shot. On the right-hand bleacher, James Copenhaver, 75, and David Dutch, 58, are both seriously wounded. About 105 meters from the shooter, Aaron Zalaponi, an officer from the local SWAT team, fires the 9th shot. He hits Thomas Crook's rifle, rendering it unusable. 9 seconds later, a Secret Service sniper positioned on the roof of a building behind the main stage, 134 meters from Thomas Crook's, fires the 10th and final shot. Crooks is killed with a bullet to the head. The FBI investigation will highlight numerous security flaws during the rally. Analysis of cell phone footage showed that several rally-goers had filmed the assailant moving around and taking position on the roof.
Right there, see him? He's laying down, see him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Some had even warned the police of his presence.
He's on the roof! He's right here! Right on the roof!
You get ready, I'll get you up here.
The evidence shows that the shooting could definitely have been avoided, along with the death of Corey Comparatore. Photos of Donald Trump with a bloody ear and his fist raised in the air will make news around the world. 4 months after the assassination attempt, Donald Trump is elected the 47th President of the United States. Salisbury, a quiet little town in southern England, is not used to being in the spotlight. However, in early March 2018, fear gripped the population. Emergency crews in protective suits and masks and decontamination tents are deployed. The town center has just been the target of a chemical attack.
An operation that only seems to be growing and expected to take weeks.
Investigators focus on a small park on the banks of the river where a bench becomes the center of attention. It is analyzed late into the night and placed under a protective tent the next day. It was on this bench that Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were found slumped and unconscious. Sergei Skripal, age 66, was a former Russian intelligence officer who became a double agent for the UK in the 90s. Unmasked by Soviet counterintelligence services, he was arrested in Moscow and convicted of high treason in 2006. He was released in 2010 in a prisoner exchange between Russia and the United States and moved to the United Kingdom, where he settled in Salisbury. Investigators suspect poisoning. They reconstruct the movements of Sergei Skripal and his daughter. On March 4, 2018, the pair arrived in the city center around 1:40 p.m. They stopped at the pub and had lunch at an Italian restaurant. At 3:47 p.m., they are filmed by a surveillance camera inside a covered market. Everything seems normal. 28 minutes later, they are found on the bench. Sergei is convulsing before his body goes rigid. Yulia shows the same symptoms and is foaming at the mouth.
Hunting for a deadly chemical, 2 people critically ill. This is a police search in which every step has potentially lethal consequences.
In Salisbury, a massive decontamination operation swings into action. Objects that may have come into contact with a chemical agent are removed.
Order. Statement, the Prime Minister.
Later, Theresa May, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, reports the findings of the investigation to the House of Commons.
It is now clear that Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned with a military-grade nerve agent of a type developed by Russia. Our knowledge that Russia has previously produced this agent and would still be capable of doing so, and our assessment that Russia views some defectors as legitimate targets for assassinations, the government has concluded that it is highly likely that Russia was responsible for the act against Sergei and Yulia Skripal.
Despite the British government's demand that Russia admit responsibility for the assassination attempt, Russian officials dismissed the accusations as fanciful. A few days after Sergei Skripal and his daughter were found on the bench, Nick Bailey, the first police officer to enter their home for the investigation, also falls ill. Experts determined that the nerve agent was applied to the front door of Skripal's home, mainly on the handle. On June 30, more than 3 months after the attempted assassination of the former Russian spy, Dawn Sturgis and her partner Charles Rowley, who live in the area, are also hospitalized with Novichok poisoning. Charles had found a bottle of Nina Ricci perfume and had given it to Dawn, who sprayed it on her wrist. 8 days later, Dawn dies from the effects of the powerful nerve agent. Through the analysis of thousands of hours of CCTV footage, British investigators traced 2 Russian nationals to their arrival at the Salisbury train station. From there, they headed towards Sergei Skripal's house on the day of the assassination attempt. They are Alexander Petrov and Ruslan Bashirov. Their real names are Alexander Mishkin and Anatoly Chepiga, both officers of the GRU, Russia's military intelligence service. 3 years after the assassination attempt, investigators confirmed the presence in the United Kingdom of a third suspect, Sergei Fyodotov, whose real name is Denis Sergeyev, also a GRU officer. Today, the 3 men are still wanted, and Russia continues to deny any involvement in the incident. Since the assassination attempt on March 4, 2018, the Skripal's small house has been dismantled. Sergei and Yulia have changed their identities and are living in a secret location. We are in the small town of Mingora in northwestern Pakistan. A young girl, barely 15 years old, has just been targeted by a 3-person commando unit. Seriously wounded in the head, she is rushed by ambulance to a military helicopter and taken to the city of Peshawar for emergency surgery. She is Malala Yousafzai, a young Pakistani who became famous through the blog she has written for the BBC since she was 11 years old. It has made her a symbol of the fight for girls' right to education in Pakistan. A resident of the Swat Valley, Malala has received several death threats from the TTP, the Pakistani Taliban movement, which took control of the valley in 2007. Although officially ousted by the army in 2009, the group continued to exert influence in the area. On the afternoon of October 9, 2012, the girls of the Kushal school, founded by Malala's father, have just finished their end-of-term exams. They are on board a minibus taking them home. 3 assailants forced their way aboard the bus and opened fire on Malala. Of the 4 shots fired, 2 strike Malala in the head and neck. 2 other schoolgirls wounded in the shooting are Kainat Riaz, hit in the arm, and Shazia Ramazan, hit in the shoulder and left hand. After the attackers flee, the minibus driver races to the nearest dispensary. Malala, the most seriously injured, is taken to the hospital in Saidu Sharif and then to Peshawar by helicopter and to Birmingham in the United Kingdom.
Only 17 days ago, the 15-year-old was shot in the head at close range by the Taliban because she dared to campaign for girls' education in Pakistan.
At Queen Elizabeth Hospital, British doctors managed to save her life. Malala will remain there for 3 months and endure multiple operations to reconstruct her skull and jaw. In Pakistan, demonstrators are organized in support of Malala, whose story makes headlines around the world. Pakistani police arrest 10 suspects in connection with the shooting, including the alleged gunman, 23-year-old Ataullah. In a secret trial, 8 will be released for lack of evidence. The mastermind behind the attack is Fazal Hayat, one of the leaders of the Pakistani Taliban. He was on the list of the CIA's most wanted terrorists and was subsequently killed in a U.S. drone strike in 2018. Less than a year after the failed assassination attempt, Malala Yousafzai addresses the United Nations.
On the 9th of October 2012, the Taliban shot me on the left side of my forehead. They shot my friends too. They thought that the bullet would silence us, but they failed. And out of that silence came thousands of voices.
Malala will receive numerous international awards in recognition of her courage and actions, including the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 at the age of 17. The young Pakistani girl who settled in the United Kingdom has grown into one of the most prominent figures in the fight for children's access to education. Located on the shores of New York's Lake Chautauqua, the Chautauqua Institution is a 19th century cultural and educational center known for promoting open-mindedness and knowledge. But during the summer of 2022, an event there turned tragic. It is August 22, 10:47 a.m. Chaos reigns on the stage of the institution's historic amphitheater. Staff and security guards sprint to intercept an assailant who has charged onto the stage and stabbed Salman Rushdie, a British author who had come to speak about artistic freedom. As several attendees dash to help Rushdie, who is on the ground, guards subdue the attacker. His name is Hadi Matar, age 24, an American from Fairview, New Jersey, born to Lebanese parents. He is a follower of Hezbollah, an Islamist political party that wants to silence Salman Rushdie. The Indian-born writer has been the target of death threats since the 1988 publication of his novel, The Satanic Verses, whose second chapter caused a scandal. In it, the author tells a story of Satan abusing the Prophet Muhammad. 1 year after the book's release, Ayatollah Khomeini, the religious and political leader of Iran at the time, issued a fatwa calling for the author's execution. He even offered a reward of $3 million to anyone who could kill him. For several years, Salman Rushdie lived under police protection and had to constantly relocate. Eventually, Rushdie began to believe he was safe. He settled in New York in the 2000s and became a U.S. citizen in 2016. The threats to his life seemed to be a thing of the past. But on that August day, on the stage of the Chautauqua Institution, Hadi Matar managed to stab him multiple times. He wounded the author in the neck, stomach, chest, hand, and right eye. Airlifted to Erie Hospital in Pennsylvania, Rushdie underwent surgery and was placed on a ventilator. He was hospitalized for 6 weeks. Though he survives his injuries, he loses sight in his right eye and suffers a paralyzed hand. At his trial in 2025, Hadi Matar pleads not guilty, but is convicted and sentenced to 25 years in prison for attempted murder. The assassination attempt on Salman Rushdie sparked several demonstrations in support of the author, and the idea that writers around the world should be able to practice their art in complete freedom. These images were filmed by a passenger on a Tomsk to Moscow flight, which departed on August 20, 2020, at around 8 a.m. The flight has just made an emergency landing in Omsk, Siberia. One of the passengers is in critical condition. The man is Alexei Navalny, a Russian lawyer, anti-corruption activist, and arguably one of the most vocal opponents of Vladimir Putin's government. In the summer of 2020, he travels to Tomsk, Siberia, to meet with local opposition figures and investigate political corruption in the region. Shortly after his flight back to Moscow departs, he begins to feel ill. Half an hour later, he is seized by acute pain and tells the flight crew that he has been poisoned. Almost another hour will pass before the pilot receives the authorization to make an emergency landing in Omsk. Alexei Navalny is transferred to the city hospital, where he falls into a coma. Russian doctors detect no damage to his kidneys, heart, or lungs. They suggest that he has not been poisoned, but is suffering from a carbohydrate metabolism disorder caused by alcohol, stress, or simply skipping breakfast that morning. But no one believes the official Russian diagnosis. Protests are organized to demand his transfer to a Western hospital. Faced with international pressure, the Russian authorities agree to let him go. The next day, Alexei Navalny, still in a coma, leaves the hospital in Omsk to board a German medical plane. On August 22, he arrives in Berlin and is admitted to the Charité Hospital. 2 days later, tests by several independent laboratories are conclusive. Alexei Navalny has been poisoned with a Novichok-type nerve agent. This toxic compound was only produced by the former Soviet Union and previously used to assassinate opponents of the regime.
We turn now to Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, who is speaking out for the first time since recovering from a suspected poisoning by a known Russian nerve agent.
Thanks to appropriate treatment, Navalny comes out of his coma 15 days after arriving in Berlin. German doctors saved his life.
Они еще не довезли, из анализа уже дают результаты. Это очередная провокация.
The Russian authorities deny any involvement in the poisoning and refute the German test results. But in December 2020, a joint journalistic investigation uncovered a team of agents from the FSB, Russia's federal security agency, composed of chemical weapons specialists. By combing through flight manifests and tracking their cell phone data, the investigators revealed that the FSB followed Navalny on his travels in Russia on 37 occasions between 2017 and 2020, and that one agent was near Navalny's hotel in Tomsk 8 hours before he boarded the plane. The Russian agents had managed to apply a Novichok-type agent inside Alexei Navalny's underpants. The effects of the powerful nerve toxin began to take effect a few hours later, once the Russian opposition leader had boarded the plane. Despite the revelations of this investigation, Alexei Navalny returns to Russia in January 2021 after several months of convalescence. He is arrested upon arrival at Moscow airport for failing to report at least twice a month to the Russian prison authorities while he was hospitalized in Berlin. 3 years later, on February 16, 2024, while serving a 19-year prison sentence for extremism in the Kharp penal colony in the Arctic, one of the worst in the country, the Russian authorities announce Alexei Navalny's death. The official cause was a blood clot he suffered after returning from a walk. But his supporters believe he was poisoned. Several thousand people gathered at his funeral in Moscow to honor one of Vladimir Putin's worst enemies. Handlova, a small town of barely 15,000 people located in the center of Slovakia. It's May 15, 2024, and Prime Minister Robert Fico has chosen the cultural center to gather his ministers. Just as the meeting ends, Robert Fico is targeted. As he approaches his supporters who are awaiting him at the exit, a man can be seen pointing a gun in his direction. The assailant fires 5 shots at point-blank range. Fico collapses to the ground. 3 of his bodyguards rush to the attacker to restrain him. The Prime Minister, in critical condition, is sped away in his vehicle. Police subdue and cuff the shooter, a 71-year-old man. His name, Yulia Sintula, an amateur poet and writer with an unstable personality. He claims that his actions are purely political. Opposed to Robert Fico's anti-Ukrainian and pro-Russian statements, he wants to silence the Prime Minister, whom he describes as a corrupt populist. The assassination attempt comes 8 months after former leader of the Social Democratic Party, Fico, returned to power in October 2023. Initially center-left, he led the country for 2 terms from 2006 to 2010, and again from 2012 to 2018. But Robert Fico has reoriented the party towards Russia and is opposed to the European Union and the United States. Sintula's attack came while Slovakia was in the grip of extreme political tensions, with regular demonstrations across the country against Robert Fico's policies.
Then, helicopter in a frantic national effort to save his life.
The Prime Minister is rushed by helicopter to the Franklin Roosevelt University Hospital in Banska Bystrica, 30 kilometers from Handlova. Hit by 4 of the 5 bullets fired, he is wounded in the foot, hand, and abdomen, with 1 bullet passing within inches of his liver. He endures more than 5 hours of surgery and manages to survive his injuries. Despite narrowly escaping death, Robert Fico will return to politics 2 months after the attack. The shooter, Yulia Sintula, is tried for terrorism. As he arrives at his trial, he confidently proclaims that a free culture must be allowed to live and that he does not regret his actions. He faces a sentence of 25 years to life in prison. Ultimately, the assassination attempt on May 15, 2024 changed nothing in Slovakia, where the divisions between pro- and anti-Europeans have only grown wider. Sirens pierced the night in front of the Grand Hotel in Brighton, a seaside resort in southern England.
Firemen rushed into the building to search for the more seriously hurt.
It's around 3 a.m. on October 12, 1984, and a bomb has just exploded in one of the rooms on the 6th floor.
A bed that was being slept in half an hour earlier, in a bedroom now missing its front wall.
The blast blew out the front of the hotel.
The injured were helped onto the promenade.
The target of the attack was Margaret Thatcher, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. She arrived at the hotel with her cabinet the day before to deliver the closing speech at the Conservative Party's annual conference.
The Prime Minister herself only narrowly escaped injury.
Safely evacuated to the police station after the explosion, she appears before the press unharmed.
life must go on as usual.
And your conference will go on.
Conference will go on. The conference, all right, John. The conference will go on as usual.
While Margaret Thatcher narrowly escaped harm, members of her delegation did not.
Among them, Sir Walter Clegg, MP for Wyre in Lancashire.
The toll stands at 5 dead and 34 injured.
Not too close.
The bomb was planted nearly a month earlier in room 629, hidden under the bathtub. The timer was set to explode 24 days, 6 hours, and 36 minutes later. The murderer knew that Margaret Thatcher would be staying at the hotel on that fateful night of October 11. The bomb exploded at 2:54 a.m. The force pierces the roof and dislodges one of the chimneys, which is 3.4 meters high and weighs 5 tons. It collapses through the hole created by the explosion and, like a guillotine, slices through all the rooms located vertically below it. It punches a hole more than 9 meters deep and 4.6 meters wide, burying those in the rooms under an avalanche of bricks, stone, marble, and glass. All rooms ending in 28 were destroyed by the collapse of the chimney, killing the occupants. Room 629, where the bomb was placed, Muriel McLean. 628, Jean Shattuck. 528, Eric Taylor, the Northwest Area Chairman of the Conservative Party. 428, Roberta Wakeham. And 328, Sir Anthony Berry, Deputy Chief Whip of the Conservative Party.
The explosion caused 3 floors to collapse.
As the chimney completed its deadly descent at the first floor, it veered slightly to the side, though it destroyed the bathroom of the Napoleon suite occupied by Margaret Thatcher and her husband. The deviation saved the Prime Minister's life.
Mrs. Thatcher arrived on the platform just before the start of the day's business, determined to show that the bomb was not going to change anything.
Barely 6.5 hours after the explosion, Margaret Thatcher appears as planned at the Conservative Party conference and receives a standing ovation lasting several minutes, further strengthening her grip on the party and on UK politics. 9 hours after the attack, as law enforcement secures the area and emergency services continue to search the rubble, the Provisional Irish Republican Army sends a statement to the press claiming responsibility for the attack. The investigation will last 8 months. 810 tons of debris will be extracted from the Grand Hotel and analyzed by investigators. They will identify the bomb as a 48-kilogram device made of gelinite, a nitroglycerin-based explosive. In the rubble, they find the device's timer and are able to identify a partial fingerprint on a hotel registration form dated September 15. All of this leads investigators to identify the mastermind behind the operation, Patrick McGee, an IRA explosives expert.
Here in this room, Peter Sherry was asked to finalise the plans for killing the British Prime Minister.
He is arrested in Scotland on June 22, 1985, in an apartment in Langside, a neighbourhood in Glasgow. 4 other IRA members with him at the time and with whom he was planning attacks were also taken into custody.
Mrs. Thatcher was held personally accountable by the IRA.
He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences, but released in 1999 after the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, a peace deal that ended 30 years of bloody conflict in Northern Ireland.
Quiet. 10,000 or more had come to receive the blessing of Pope John Paul.
We are in St. Peter's Square in Rome, late in the afternoon. As he does regularly on Wednesdays, Pope John Paul II crosses the crowded square. As the car prepares its second lap of the square, gunshots ring out. John Paul II collapses. Slumped inside his Jeep, he is rushed to safety.
The Pope had been entering St. Peter's Square for a general audience when an unknown assailant fired at him.
The gunman is Mehmet Ali Aca, a 23-year-old member of the Grey Wolves, a Turkish ultranationalist organization. He is about 3 meters from the Pope when he shoots. A photo published after the attack reveals his weapon, a 9mm semi-automatic Browning pistol, aimed at John Paul II as he leans forward to bless the faithful. At around 5:17 p.m., 4 shots are fired. 2 bullets hit the Pope, one in the abdomen, the other in the left hand. 2 worshippers standing between the Pope and the shooter are also wounded. Mehmet Ali Aca attempts to flee, but is restrained by a nun and Camilo Chibin, the head of Vatican security. The Pope's jeep is evacuated from the square through the bell arch of the basilica. John Paul II is rushed by ambulance to Gemelli Hospital in Rome. At St. Peter's Square, shock grips the crowd.
A priest got on the Vatican's loudspeaker to ask the crowd to pray for the Pope, the Lord's Prayer, and the Ave Maria.
Thousands of faithful, in tears, refuse to leave the scene, anxiously awaiting news from the doctors.
Lo statement in inglese. The after operation laying in of the Pope has happily ended.
4 days after the attack, from his hospital bed, the Pope offers forgiveness to his attacker. 3 weeks later, John Paul II leaves the hospital and returns to the Vatican, where he makes an appearance in St. Peter's Square, the very place where he nearly lost his life. Mehmet Ali Aca initially claims to have acted out of religious fanaticism. Sentenced to life in prison, he later changes his story and claims that his act had been ordered by Bulgarian intelligence on behalf of the USSR. The motive? To punish John Paul II, who was of Polish origin, for his support of the anti-communist Solidarność movement in his country. But during the trial, Sergei Antonov, the Bulgarian that Ali Aca named as the instigator, is acquitted for lack of evidence. The Bulgarian theory collapses. In 2000, the Italian president pardons Mehmet Ali Aca, who is extradited to Turkey. Upon his release from a Turkish prison in 2010, he will declare himself to be the reincarnation of Christ. Between his delusional statements and his far-fetched accusations, it is impossible to know why he committed this act that shook the world. The images of the Pope visiting Mehmet Ali Aca in his Italian prison cell in December of 1983 are a remarkable historical record. Having come to renew his forgiveness 2 years after the man tried to take his life, John Paul II called him his brother, but refused to allow microphones to record their conversation, which will remain a secret forever. November 3, 2022. We are on the main avenue in Wazirabad, Pakistan. A dense crowd is celebrating the arrival of a motorcade in the city, when suddenly, gunshots ring out. The man targeted is Imran Khan. Former cricket star and captain of the 1992 World Cup winning national team, Imran Khan became Pakistan's prime minister in 2018. He was removed from office in April 2022 following a vote of no confidence in parliament. Afterward, he embarks on a crusade against his political opponents and calls for early elections. On October 28, 2022, he begins a long march called Hakiki Azadi Dosra, which means real freedom in Urdu. He set off from Lahore with members of his party, the PTI, the Pakistan Movement for Justice, perched on a truck topped with an open podium from which he could address the crowd. His destination? Islamabad, the country's capital. On the 7th day of the journey, as the convoy leaves Gujranwala and enters Wazirabad, it's targeted from the side of the road. Imran Khan is alive, but suffers a gunshot wound to the leg. He is rushed to the hospital.
Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan was shot in the shin on Thursday in what his aides called a clear assassination attempt.
9 people were injured in the attack, including Mozam Shahzad Gondal, a PTI activist who lives in the area. He is killed by a bullet to the head. Imran Khan accuses Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Interior Minister Rana Sanaullah, and Major General Faisal Nasir, a senior intelligence official, of being behind the attack. This serious accusation sparks widespread unrest. Protests erupt across Pakistan as the former Prime Minister's supporters declare the army and the federal government enemies of the people. Images of an individual armed with a pistol and intercepted by an Imran Khan supporter go viral on social media. In an interview released by the Ministry of Information, the unidentified man, handcuffed, confesses to acting alone to silence Imran Khan, a confession that seems suspicious to many experts. Several years after the events, the political situation in Pakistan remains extremely fragile, and the precise circumstances of this assassination attempt and the names of those behind it remain shrouded in mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
We are at the Hilton Hotel in Washington, D.C., and the annual conference of the AFL-CIO, the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations. On this day, March 30, 1981, the main American trade union federation welcomes a distinguished guest. Ronald Reagan, elected just 69 days earlier, has come to rally industrial workers to his cause.
Now, please help us rebuild it, and together we'll make America great again. Thank you very much.
After a 24-minute speech, he prepares to leave the conference. It is 2:27 p.m. With his limousine parked in front of the hotel and journalists and spectators waiting for him to emerge, the president has only to walk a few meters to reach his vehicle. And as he steps out, waving to the crowd, 6 shots ring out. Ronald Reagan has just been shot. Chaos reigns. As the crowd erupts, the president's limousine speeds off. The scene lasts less than 10 seconds. In the foreground, as the first shot rings out, Washington police officer Thomas Delahanty is seen turning toward the president, who is approaching his vehicle. Delahanty is hit in the back of the neck by the second shot. The shooter's hand appears. He is armed with a small .22 caliber revolver. The Secret Service agents spring into action. Immediately after the first shot, 2 of them push Ronald Reagan into his limousine while Agent Tim McCarthy shields him with his body and is hit by the 4th shot. The first shot struck James Brady, White House press secretary, who was lying on the sidewalk. In less than 3 seconds, the shooter is neutralized. Left side of his skull, passed through his brain, and exited through the right side, leaving him paralyzed for life.
Here he comes now, dressed in a red sweater, and he's coming out the front door with his daughter, Patty Davis, and Mrs. Reagan on his arm, both dressed in red.
Ronald Reagan was discharged from the hospital a few days later. His resilience following the assassination attempt was widely praised and increased his popularity. John Hinckley Jr. was found not guilty by reason of insanity. In 2016, after being committed to a psychiatric hospital for more than 30 years, he was allowed to live with his mother before being declared free in 2022, when a federal judge ruled that he no longer posed a threat to society.
All right, John, the conference will go on as usual.
Each of these 10 assassination attempts shows how thin the line between life and death can be, and that the survival of those targeted was sometimes decided by a matter of millimeters. These events shock the world and remind us that life in the spotlight can come at an awful price.
Shot me on the left.
But after narrowly escaping death, each potential victim had to get on with their life and face the fear of reappearing in public, always knowing that surviving one assassination attempt doesn't make them immune to another.